Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Joshua Pio Choco, and welcome back to our video. So, this video I'll be discussing the introduction or the lecture one of our subject. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. So, lecture one is the introduction to computers and logic. So the overview of computers and logic, these are the topics that I will be discussing on this video. So the definition of computers, computer operations, the programming development cycle, and programming tools that we can use on our programming subject. So let's start. So definition of a computer. So a computer is a programmable machine, of course. Computer is a machine that can be instructed to carry out sequence of arithmetic or logical operations automatically via computer programming. So that is a computer. Okay, next. What computers can do? So these are the things that computers can do. So office works, of course, the documents, letters, memos, and etc. Entertainment. So entertainment for games, videos, and many more. Access information, so for different informations. Educations, of course, what we're doing, we can use computers. Online shopping, the Shopee and Lazada. Video conferencing, for example, the Google Meet, desktop publishing, and etc. So these are some of the things that computers can do. Okay, so next. So computer parts. What are the computer parts? Of course, computers are divided into two parts. First one is your hardware and the next one is your software. For the hardware, some of these are the system unit or also input devices and output devices. So those are the hardwares. Next one is softwares. Okay, so softwares are system softwares, of course. The programming softwares and application softwares we are using that is installed on our computer. So those are the parts or two parts of computer. So let's discuss what is hardware. So hardware is the system unit. Okay, so the system unit is the core of the computer system. Usually, it's a rectangular box placed on or underneath your desk, or what we call CPU. Okay, so the most important components in the CPU is motherboard, power supply, central processing unit or CPU, RAM or random access memory, hard disk, video card, optical drives, and input and output devices. Those are the some of the important components of a computer or the hardware part. So hardware that is not part of system units is sometimes called peripheral devices. Okay? Next one. So these are some of the pictures of the computer components. So motherboard, processor, RAM, display card, sound card, and optical drives. So those are system units. Next one. So an input device is any hardware device that sends data to computer. So that is input device. So without any device or input device, a computer would only be a display device and not allow users to interact it. Okay, so it will just display the monitor if you don't have input devices. So what are the examples of input devices? So these are the example of input devices. Keyboard, of course, mouse, scanner, gamepad, microphone, and webcam. Okay, so those are the example of input devices. So an output device is any piece of computer hardware equipment used to communicate the result of data processing carried out by a computer to the outside world. So what are the output devices? So these are the output devices. So monitor, printer, and speaker. Okay, so these are the output devices of a hardware. Okay, so let's proceed on our next. So computer system or software. So system software is a computer software designed to operate the computer hardware and to provide and maintain a platform for running application software. So these are the system software. So system software example, first one, operating system. So operating system is a software that manages computer hardware and software resources and provides common services for computing or computer program. So that is the OS or operating system. Next one, software is the BIOS. So basic input output system. So basic output or input output system is the program. Personal computer's microprocessor uses to get the computer system started after turning on or turn on. So that is the BIOS. Then next one is your utility software. So a utility software is a software designed to help to analyze, configure, optimize, or maintain your computer. So those are the some software or system software examples. Okay. So another one software is your programming software programming software is a tool or software development that is used. Cut. Another one is programming software. So a programming tool or software development tool is a program or application that software developers use to create, debug, maintain, or otherwise support other programs and applications. So another programming software is the IDE or Integrated Development Environments. So combine the features of many tools into one package. That is IDE. So there are example, make it easier to do specific tasks such as searching for content online in the files in a particular project. Okay. Continuation of programming software, an IDE normally consists of a source code editor, build automation tools, and a debugger. So that is the use of IDE. Then some of the example IDEs are Microsoft Visual Studio, Eclipse, JBuilder, and Komodo. Another one we are using is NetBeans. So those are the example of IDE. Okay. Next one, so application software. So application software is a computer software designed to help the user to perform singular or multiple related specific tasks. So for example of application software, we are using word processor, spreadsheets, desktop publishing, DBMS, video editor, and web browsers. So those are the examples of application softwares. Next one. So basic computer operations. So let's proceed to our next topic. Basic computer operations. The computer performs 4 basic operations. First one, receive input data, process data, produce output information, and lastly is store data, information, and instructions. So those are the basic computer operations. So let's discuss figure for the computer or process data. So input, then the input are the data, then it will go to the process data or the computer, then output would be the information, and it can be stored in store data, information, and instructions. So that is the basic computer operations. Okay, so next, program development cycle. So these are the program development cycles or the programming concept of a program. So first one, analyze. Okay, so when we analyze, we define the problem. So be sure you understand what the program should do. That is what the output should be. Okay, so you need to analyze and imagine what will be the output. Have a clear idea of what data or input. So ano yung mga kailangan, what are the needed data to be input. And also the relationship between the input and desired output. So for example, you'll be using an input name, then think of a output that will be used your name. So for example, display your full name. So that is the analyze or first development cycle. Analyze. So define the problem. Next one. So number 2, design. So plan the solution to the problem. Okay, so you design your program now, so you plan the solution. So find the logical sequence of precise steps that solve the problem, such as sequence of steps. So those sequence of steps are called algorithm or pseudocode. So every detail, including obvious steps, should appear in the algorithm. Okay, so that is the second development cycle or program development cycle. Next one, so choose the interface. So select the object, determine how the input will be obtained and how the output will be displayed. So it depends on your imagination. So then create appropriate commands to allow the user to control program. So you choose the interface. Next one, code. Okay, so translate the algorithm into programming language. So this is where you start now your programming skills or coding skills. So coding is a technical word for writing the program. Okay. Then fifth cycle, test and debug. Okay. So in test and debug, you locate and remove any errors in the program. So before submitting your program, you need first to test and debug, check for the errors and remove them. Okay. Next one. So some of the errors. So these are the types of errors. First one is syntax error. So syntax error is a violation of syntactic rules in a programming language generates syntax error. So that is syntax error. Violation of syntactic rules. Okay, the next one, semantic rules or semantic errors, doing logical mistakes causes semantic errors in source code. So logical mistakes, for example, you have an error in your conditions, okay, in your program, so that would be a semantic error. Next one, runtime errors. So runtime errors usually occur on program execution. So mostly caused by invalid data entries or tries to use not existing resources. So on runtime error, for example, you are getting a data number data, then you input a letter or characters, so it will have a runtime error during your program. Okay. Then last error. So this is the most error of some programmers or first year. Do not memorize any of the codes in the program. Okay? So do not memorize any codes. So read and try to understand what is given and what is asked in the questions. Then write your own codes. Okay? So please don't memorize, you analyze your program. You read everything that you know, then analyze, define the problem, okay? Then design your output and input. So this is an example of programming. So if memorizing, then display, sure that you will fail this course. And if. Okay, so this is an example of programming or pseudocode or the algorithm. Okay. Next one. So the last program development cycle is complete the documentation, organize all the materials that describes the program. So documentation is intended to allow another person or the programmer at a later date to understand the program. So internal documentation consists of statements in the program that are not executed. So ano yung mga statements na yun? That would be your comments. Okay? Then put out the purpose of various parts of the program. Siyempre, you need to choose the statements that you will put there because don't spoon feed your other programmer. Okay, so documentation might consist of detailed description of what the program does and how to use the program. Okay, then for commercial programs, documentation includes an instruction manual for commercial programs. Then other types of documentations are the flowchart and pseudocode. So this is the most important, flowchart and pseudocode. So what are the programming tools that we can use to convert a algorithm to program? So those are used for documentations also. Okay, so first one is pseudocode or the algorithm, an informal high-level description of operating principles of a computer program. So it uses the structural conventions of a programming language or program language, but it is intended for human reading rather than machine reading. So for pseudocode, this is English language. Okay, so on our next video, I'll be discussing what are the pseudocodes. Okay, then next tool you can use for programming is your flowchart. So graphically it depicts the logical steps that carry out this task and showed how these steps relate to each other. So we'll be using flowcharts also for programming tools. So magdodrawing tayo ng mga boxes, circles, and many more. Okay? So that ends on our topic. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to message me or contact me. Okay, so this is the lecture 1 and another continuation video for next video. I hope you are all good and see you to our next video. Bye!